Welcome back to the unofficial Squarespace Entrepreneur Podcast. My name is Omari Haribin, and if you are building products or services for the users of the Squarespace platform, then this show is for you. Today we're talking with Squarespace Circle managers Sarah Greisdorf and Sam Zelitch. I've known Sarah and Sam for the past couple of years through the Circle Leadership Program, and they've done a pretty awesome job bringing the community together. And them showing up on the show is a testament to that. So very excited to have them on. Hopefully we'll get to chat a little bit about Circle Day 2023 and really get some insights into their perspective on community leadership and what that means to them.
Thanks so much for having us, Omari. Hi, everyone. My name is Sarah Greisdorf. I'm a community manager on the Circle team, as Omari mentioned, and I've been at Squarespace for just over 2 years. And I focus on advocating for our Circle community, our pro users, especially within our product org, to make sure that their needs are represented as we develop our product further. And then also finding new and unique strategies to help them be as successful as they can in running their businesses. And I'm based in New York City.
Sam?
Yeah. Hey, I'm Sam Zelitch. I have been a community manager at Squarespace for just under 2 years. Worked pretty closely with Sarah Greisdorf, and whereas she's sort of more focused on gathering the community online and coming up with like community strategies in general, I was brought on to talk to focus more on webinars and events, and we both worked pretty closely, especially on the event that we started last year, Circle Day, which I'm sure we'll talk a bit more about. It is a huge event and takes up a lot of our time and love.
Cool. So I'm always interested to know, like, what attracts people to Squarespace, and so from the employee side, what is it that got you excited about contributing to Squarespace in the roles that you contribute today?
Yeah. So I was a Squarespace customer before I started working here. I run a community outside of my day job called Holdette, which is a community for women who are 0 to 5 years out of college. And we were using another platform for a little while, and then there was certain functionality that I was looking for that Squarespace offered, and so made the switch over. And then when I was ready to look for a new full-time job, I was like, well, I already love Squarespace. I love using the tool. I'm already running a community. Squarespace is hiring a community manager. This seems like an awesome fit. And it really has been. And I think because I use the product all the time, it has made me better at my job. And I feel like I have a greater sense of empathy and understanding for our pro users.
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
I think the other thing that attracts people to Squarespace is it's the easiest platform to build a product that can do a lot of different things for clients. So that's something that we hear a lot, that, it's it starts you off at the very bare minimum of something that can be built and look really nice and look really professional for a variety of different businesses and brands. And then for people like you, Omari, or people maybe who are even just starting out, who aren't quite as experienced with you, with working with clients and doing web design, they can take that website that they've built and hand it off to a client and get a paycheck out of it. So it's like, I think that's what we hear all the time, is that people love us because it can get you from zero to professional looking website the fastest.
And why do you love us, Sam?
Personally, I love it for all of those reasons, but
Yeah.
I also really love the community. I'll say that that's one of the things that before working at Squarespace, I actually didn't know much about, because I'm not a professional web designer of any kind, but I've been, futzing around since I was a little kid doing stuff on websites, and I've always loved Squarespace, just the platform itself. But when I started working at Squarespace and specifically started working with the professional user community, I realized that I've worked with tons of communities, but this is really the most helpful and positive community that I've ever worked with.
Wow. Kudos to everyone listening. He's talking about you. Well, Sarah, you mentioned advocating for, for the Circle community. Tell me a little bit about like what that means. Like how do you advocate? Like what are the challenges there that you have to deal with?
Yeah. So for so long, I mean, Squarespace has been around for 20 years, really this month, and April 2023. And for really, like, I would say the first like 15 years of our platform before the Circle community was formed, it was really primarily a tool for DIYers, folks who, needed a site, wanted to start a blog, needed to create an online presence. And so we were targeting folks who, we're setting up a website and then probably not coming back to edit it all the time, and the needs of someone who is just setting up a site for themselves and the needs of someone who's running a whole web design agency are just so different. And so as the Circle community has grown since 2016 when it started, we have had to just think creatively about how to balance the needs of, our large customer base of DIYers and this ever-growing population of folks who are using the platform professionally. And so a lot of my role is kind of going into various product discovery meetings, really at the earliest stages of product development, and saying like, how are we accounting for the needs of our pro users here? And like, how is the workflow that you're setting up going to be different for someone who's in our product all day, every day versus someone who's here every couple weeks? And really finding opportunities to like strike a balance and then, sometimes lean towards the pro user use case when we can. If you think of something like saved sections that came out now a couple months back in 2022, right? Like that saving a section to be used on another page is not something that maybe a DIY customer thinks that they need as much, especially if their personal website's just a couple pages or their business site's just a couple pages. But for Circle members, that really speeds up their workflow. And those are the kinds of opportunities that we're really advocating for.
Yeah, I feel that. It's interesting because I see a lot of our roles across the Circle community as being like the bridge to keep the DIYers DIYing as much as possible, and then doing it for them as needed, right? Kind of like an external arm of the customer support organization where the DIY customers run into problems all the time, and then we kind of help get them unstuck. And so you guys helping us do that, it just helps, everyone helps each other. And I think that speaks to like the culture of the community as well. It's like we realize that we can't do anything alone as much as it's a do-it-yourself product, and as much as we love to do things ourselves as freelancers and so forth, there's definitely like I need people to help me along because this is not always easy.
Yeah, I think it's definitely like a symbiotic relationship. Like our product, our team, our company as a whole is so much better because of the Circle community. And I think also, like, obviously we have a lot of folks who have built an entire living off of our platform. So I often say to Circle members, especially when folks are frustrated and like, you need Squarespace to make a living. I'm like, so do I. They're the one who signs my paycheck at the end of the day. So I think we're both, invested in the success of the platform in unique ways.
For sure. You mentioned Squarespace reaching its 20-year anniversary this year. Is that true? Yeah, I didn't realize that. So there must be some buzz internally. There must be something going on. Is there anything we can look forward to this year in terms of celebrating that milestone?
I'll say that definitely we're going to be running our second Circle Day. That's going to happen in August 24th to be exact. Registrations will be opening in just the next couple of weeks. So if you're a Circle member, watch your email. If you're not a Circle member, pay attention to Squarespace's social media and feel free to reach out to me and Sarah on LinkedIn. We'll be sharing stuff out there more publicly. But so that's the date. There will be some 20th anniversary celebration at Circle Day in August. I can't say exactly what it will be yet because we have some really amazing stuff planned that we're not ready to announce. Sorry to be so shady about that.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, I'm looking forward to that. If you didn't make it to Circle Day 2022, you definitely want to make it to 2023, because as much as we are a virtual online community, I've gotten the biggest benefit from showing up at any of these in-person events since the beginning of the Circle community, and this is where connections are made, bonds are strengthened, and we really get to just have a good time with each other.
Yeah, definitely, and that's what Circle Day is all about. Is there's so much good stuff happening with the Circle community every single day. I wish we could have a Circle Day every day. I mean, I say this because it's my job. I say every day is Circle Day for me, but when what I love about Circle Day is that it just brings together all of that energy that I think that people are building online internationally and across time zones and age groups and demographics. I mean, everything. There's so many people in this community, and it all just comes together in the best way on that one day in August.
Yeah, for sure. I was just thinking about something. This community has grown considerably over the past few years. Like, where do you guys see it going into the future? Like, what are the things that you guys like anchor your vision around in terms of community management and leadership?
I'd love to get us on the next lunar mission, if possible, but we missed out on this last go around, unfortunately. I don't know. I mean, I for myself, I just want to keep the events rotation going. We just got to a place where we just launched our first regular live stream, sort of taking a note from you, Amari. The value of doing like a regular. Ours isn't a podcast, but it's a chat in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's called Circle Live, and if you're a Circle member, you can attend. If you're not a Circle member, we're gonna start finding ways to share some of that content out, because it's basically just a monthly conversation with me, Sarah, and another member of our community talking about building websites, but also business stuff, sort of more general, like business. How do you do business strategy? I see that show continuing to build an audience, maybe becoming more public, and finding new ways to connect with our community through regular, exciting conversations. What do you think, Sarah? What are some ways that you think that the community is going to grow?
Yeah, we've had such tremendous growth over the last few years. And I think that's, now that our team's grown a bunch over the last couple of years, I really just see that continuing to pick up. I'm really excited about opportunities for things that are coming to the product in the next couple of months, which if you're a Circle member, you heard about in our video series, This is Squarespace, back in February. But we just have so many cool opportunities coming to the platform itself that I think are going to unlock new business opportunities for our Circle members. And I'm just really excited about the way, kind of like we were talking about earlier, that we're like co-creating together. When we create opportunities that allow you to like monetize your expertise or grow your community online, like we both benefit from that. And I think a lot more of those are in the pipeline coming out later this year and in the future. I'm also excited for, new ways that we're going to be able to support Circle members, new ways that Circle members are going to connect with one another. as Sam said, like this is only our second Circle Day, and I think we're still learning a lot. And I'm just really excited to see how that event evolves over the next couple of years. We have some cool international activations that we're working on getting off the ground. So just really trying to connect our global community in ways that we haven't been able to before. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. So if our listeners, if you are not familiar with Sarah and Sam, if you're not plugged in to, maybe you're a Circle member, but you haven't logged into the forum, or maybe you haven't attended an event, I would definitely recommend getting to know the team, showing up at some events, just really getting familiar, because they really do advocate for you. I'm speaking from personal experience. Over the years, everyone has always been very benevolent with their time, resources, and energy in terms of making this community better. Every time I log on nowadays, I see an event pop up, and it seems to be more frequent. So like the new events that are popping up when I log into the Circle forum, where does that fit into everything?
Yeah, I can speak a bit to that. So we are starting with the Circle Live, the regular live stream. That's been a focus for me. I've been learning a lot about what our community wants and the best ways to serve them through the resources that I have. And one of the things that became clear was that people want to learn things. They want to get product demos. They want to get access to Squarespace, but they also just want to meet each other. And that was so clear to me with Circle Day. There were 200 people that came to the Squarespace HQ in New York, but then we also had like 1,600 people attending online. And the chats were amazing between them. And so that really impressed upon me. And I mean, I've seen chats and other events that we've done before, but that just made me think like, we just need to provide more of a space for people to chat. And it can be, the topic can be vaguely related to Squarespace and web design, but it almost doesn't matter in a way. Like I think it needs to be relevant so that it brings people into the Zoom or the Hopin or whatever we're using to get the event on. But the most important thing is to get people together to talk to each other, and that's where I've actually kind of been refocusing my 2023 events energy is providing events that are of value to get people to come. So a product demo or something topic related to your business, so that it's not totally irrelevant. But really putting energy and thought behind how we allow people to interact, because that's the real reason that people want to come to an event.
Yeah, for sure. I've been thinking about conversation over content lately a lot, because it's the content of the conversation that pulls people in. We want to know like what's going on with you now. What are like what's content has become so polished and clean and free of mistakes that it's only in conversation a lot of times that you get the parts that aren't as polished, and which could be really valuable, those nuggets. So yeah, I definitely believe in creating those spaces. I was on one of the Circle leader calls in the past couple of months, and you guys did like a breakout session, and I remember my breakout team, we had a little 15-minute mastermind, which was a whole lot of fun. And I got off that call feeling like, yeah, this would be great to do on a more frequent basis, because I'm limited in my capacities. I like to do a lot, but I'm only good at a little bit. But like, you guys hosting those type of spaces and allowing for these connections to be made, I think it's great, and it really helps all of us.
Well, thank you. And I got to say, Omari, thank you so much for showing up and bringing your best self. Your talk at Circle Day last year was one for the books. I look forward to having you at our events every single time. I hope everybody can come to meet you at one of our future Syncs events breakouts.
Yeah, I hope so too, guys. Well, Sarah and Sam, thank you for joining us today. It's been great talking with you. If there's anything else you want to leave us with, please feel free.
I would say the best thing people could do is, if you're a Circle member, get on the forum, sign up for the next Circle Live. It is on it's on April 26th. We're going to announce the topic very soon, but it probably will be something to do with AI, which is a trendy topic. If you are not a Circle member, check out our pro user blog at pros.squarespace.com and start to get plugged in.
Yeah, absolutely. Great plug, Sam. And registration for Circle Day launches at the end of this month, so don't miss that. And if you are not already a Circle member and you want to know when that happens, then you can go to squarespace.com/circle, drop your email in the box at the top of the page, and you will be notified as soon as registration goes live.
Awesome. I've been playing a lot with AI lately, so I'm looking forward to that. And for anyone listening, if you haven't logged into the Circle forum or the regular forum, I'm going to give you a little pro tip. There are many businesses that have started just from frequenting the forum and answering questions and solving unsolved problems. So there's a gold mine of business opportunity in the forum if you make yourself active. Hope you enjoyed that episode. Next up, we have Sam Crawford, who'll be talking about his upcoming 6-figure Squarespace course. Peace.